on earth do you ladies keep your hopes up and continue to date men? I'm a 31F. And it is truly just one trash experience after the next. I'm so exhausted, thinking of throwing in the towel for good, as I just no longer have the emotional capacity to date men. Been lied to and deceived too many times. How do you all continue to do? I had to really change myself and what I was willing to tolerate and how much of my time, effort, energy, body I was giving to dudes. Once I heavily filtered who I would even give a minute of my time to, and then would get rid of at the first red flag. It helped a lot. Keep standards high. So many people told me when you stop trying it happens, and it made me infuriated. But what I didn't understand about that phrase is that none of us need a man and we're totally fine without them. Companionship takes many forms. It's not always romantic and it shouldn't make us feel bad. If it doesn't feel good, take a break. Focus on yourself and the people who make you happy. Maybe come back to it. Maybe don't. I gave up on dating and relationships long ago. Happily single. I saved a comment from relationship advice that said every guy the first date as an adult is competing against the peace and safety I feel when I'm alone. That really struck me as insightful. I don't remember the username but will edit it in after I look it back up. Edit Delilah 92. I'm 50. Stopped dating 4 years ago. Since I've been able to get off antidepressants, and that tells me everything I need to know about dating. Keep up your boundaries. Don't put up with any shit. If their reaction to compromise is tears, anger or silent treatment, leave. I kept to these 3 finally and have found someone who respects me, loves me and would happily compromise to see me happy, and the reverse as well. I let too many men just get away with making me uncomfortable or even just abuse me. I ended that cycle and have never been happier. I've literally been with 2 men in my entire life. I'm 35. My husband left me earlier this year after 14 years of being together, and our baby was 11 months at the time. I'm done with men too and have no hopes in heaven or hell at all. How could I, when someone I loved and trusted with my heart and life could do that to me? The fact women still end up with men is just proof that whatever gender you're attracted to isn't by choice. I don't, but not because of bad experiences. Just because I like doing other things better. Breaking yourself from the mindset that your relationships should look like some specific way is nice. If it sucks, hit DA bricks. Most look to put us in the mom zone. I can't even. I got a puppy. Healthiest relationship in my life. Never felt dating was a necessity. Just an option. Makes it easier to have the attitude that if someone who fits comes along, cool. If not, cool. It takes a very long time for me to feel lonely. And when I think about going on a bunch of dates just not to feel lonely, I shudder. Go for a walk and snap out of that shit. I imported from Norway over a decade ago. No regrets. What a fine specimen, just made me a morning cup of tea too. Yester, when I was out seeing a friend, he mopped and vacuumed the hallway floor and put down the new rug I got for it. 10/10. I was a near perfect girlfriend to my ex, and that MF still cheated on me. Personally, I gave up on men. I refuse to date another one. I only date women now. I've given up after dealing with a huge disappointment with a guy. The first just know we'd have been great together. So the plan is be a single Pringle. Drift from country to country for work once I'm done living in my current country, and then having a kid alone, or adopting. I don't find happiness in solitude. It'll be the greatest skill of your life. Met my husband at a Pokemon TCG City Championships. He was my round 1 opponent. And I proceeded to win the match on my first turn. He brings that up every time someone asks how we met. Lol. This was almost 14 years ago. We have been together for over 13 years and married for almost 4. Engaged a long time due to college. If you have a specific nerdy hobby, my husband's and mine is Pokemon. Try finding people in that demographic. I feel you. When I was your age, I was sworn off men entirely. Just absolutely not worth the effort. At 33, I started dating one of my longtime, like 10 years friends, and we are now married. That was 6 years ago. I cannot imagine navigating apps. The best thing you can do is not even try. Just enjoy the time you have with yourself. Really envision what you want for your future. Figure out what your hard boundaries are and what you're willing to tolerate. Being single is great. But being married to your literal best friend is a dream. I gave up. I am 36 and recovering from breast cancer. I was already having a hard time with dating without my disease. Now with this added complication, I don't think I'll find anyone understanding or caring. Too many bad experiences. Honestly, I'm bisexual, but I mostly just date women at this point. Far more exhausting to date men. I always feel like their mother. I stopped trying in 2015. Single ever since. Very single 34-year-old with a few casual and ons but nothing serious. Realized I am more ace demisexual, so attraction isn't the same for me. I have done the things I want to do and honestly it's a lot more peaceful. I gave up. Was with someone. But just for the fucking around. He was the same. No strings attached. But I had totally given up and was about to drop the dude. Was perfectly happy living life out alone. In my best company after all. Then this beautiful man flipped my world upside down. I live independently alongside him and I love him so much. Being in a relationship with someone you don't need but love is beautiful and so relieving. Reading these comments as a man makes me sad. I just wanted to say there are good guys out there and I hope you can find someone who deserves you. Treats you right. I gave up 5 years ago. And TBH, I have never felt better about myself. It has been a game changer. I am legitimately happier than I have ever been in my entire life. It's not for everyone. It hasn't been easy. I'm a single mom to a disabled teenager and there are times when it has been hard going it alone. But I'm not alone. I have the love and support of incredible friends and family. And I don't have to balance those relationships with a man who just can't keep up. I did give up dating men and decided to date women instead. Best decision ever. Been in a happy partnership with my girlfriend for close to a year now. I've lowered my expectations. Not that I'm willing to entertain just any Tom, Dick, or Harry. I stopped expecting them to be the one. I've made a few really good friends and had some fun. I'm open to a forever person if such a thing exists, but I'm going to live a fulfilling life with or without them. Sometimes I actually find a decent man and we have a decent to good date and this keeps my will alive. Lol. You take a break to work on yourself and be happy. Then you realize you are happy and don't bother dating unless you actually meet someone you like. No shame in giving up forever.